Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? We are in such an interesting stage of anime that everything we kind of see seemingly stems from a lot of different stuff in history, or it just stems from personal experience. But with this week's episode, we kind of get this feeling that whatever has been done to our character has been done for good. Like, he is just over everybody and trying to help anybody just because of, that's just how it is right now. And I can totally understand that, but at the same time, it seems pretty rough right now because he might be losing one of his best opportunities to get something accomplished in his own way, which could end up being some type of way to get a decent amount of money, or something along those lines. So right now he's kind of, shooting himself in the foot by doing what he's doing at this end of this week's episode. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Um, with what we first see is our shield hero pretty much doing what he normally does, which is, grind and pretty much save anybody he can. So that didn't change in this week's, but seeing a girl who pretty much um, loves the nature, and she seemed really young and like one of the local villagers, and they just pretty much wanted to make sure she got home safe and anything along those lines. But with all that being said and done, we get this weird instance of with these characters, they seem to always be in these places at perfect times, which I kind of don't believe her story when she's like, "Oh yeah, I was just out here and I got lost from my guards, and when I got lost with my guards, they aren't nowhere to be found." You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't add up to me. But overall, um what kind? Hold on a second, guys. Cheese and pepperoni for both. Both. Sorry, I'm getting some food ordered. But yeah, with what we get all over like this show, pretty much just telling us that regardless of what he knows and what he can trust, he's never really going to let down his guard. And that's because he can't trust anybody. Um, uh, and that's simply because, of all the stuff we've seen already and continue to see. Uh, and I don't know. I feel like it's definitely one of the better things about his character is fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. He seems like someone that's not going to be fooled twice. Even though he does go out of his way to help villagers and help all these certain people who need it, it just kind of draws this narrative that he is that good. Like, he, out of his pureness of his heart, that's just what he does. He goes out and he tries to help people. So for him to really fight, for him to really be fighting his natural way of reacting and going to assist people, it it it's clear to me that he is a better person than he lets on. And because of that, I think the shield hero is definitely going to be in his feelings a lot of the times, but at the same time, he has a good reason to be. So now that we meet this girl that's out there stranded and doesn't have her guards around, she pretty much not tails us. I was gonna say she tails them and follows them, but she gets to hang out with our super lovey fluffy girl, and because of that, they make this huge, really nice connection, and even the Shield Hero's happy about it. But that's when he thought she was a villager. Well, that's when, they didn't think anything about her traveling with her after everything was said and done. Not to mention the fact that the Shield Hero, not I was gonna say his name, but I always butcher it. But his name, he pretty much notices, how she's dressed. There's no way she's one of the local villagers. He's seen enough villagers to know that none of them are dressed like that. Mind you, the daughter is dressed like that. I mean, if their daughter's dressed like that, their whole entire family is probably dressed like that. So that's kind of his first instance of seeing this. Which he's pretty smart when it comes down to these types of things. Just these types of hints he's kind of getting from, what he's seeing from the person. Which is another reason why he probably didn't believe her from the jump. And then once he started hearing more of, she is royalty, and that's why he was thinking of getting the money. But then he also hears which family he's from, or she's from, and he's like, oh yeah, no, I don't trust you at all. Which is it's really sad because, oh, I thought I was gonna dodge that. I've been sick. It's sad just because we know this guy is good, and we know that the people that he was dealing with are trash, and it just sucks that no one's really gonna know that aspect of his character besides us, the audience, and the people that are with him at all times now. So to think that he's going to just pretty much be this character who is going and gets no type of, oh my god, no type of respect, it sucks for him, but at the same time it makes his character a lot more not relatable. It is relatable in some ways for certain people, I bet, but I think it's more of like this weird goal towards keeping himself sane from not going completely nuts and becoming a villain and taking out all these people because he can, and knowing that he can. What's really stopping him, besides maybe some of the sword and shield and the bow hero, like, oh no, they're gonna fight me, but it's clear as day that he has some type of abilities that would put him in a good position even going against them. So I think that aspect alone should give him the courage to pretty much do whatever he wants if he ever became evil. So I don't know. I think people really are sleeping on the Shield Hero, even when he visits the Pope in this week's episode for some holy water, which he never uses for some weird reason. We pretty much see that he's in a position where he notices all the small things now because of how he was done. Like he noticed that there was no shield on the church, which is something that is represented by everybody in the town. Like everybody in the town respects the Pope, but the Pope doesn't even have a building that respects every single hero that comes out to save them, which is why the Pope this week shows up and he's like, wow, it's the Shield Hero. I'm so surprised you held your own and you're still alive. Like he's actually genuinely surprised because he's probably seen Shield heroes in his days pass away, or he's a newer pope, and from all the stories he's heard from the other popes that passed down the mantle, maybe told him the Shield heroes were always just like doo-doo anyway, so it didn't really matter to really represent them. So that's out there. Not to mention just the simple fact that we have so much more to see with this show, guys. I got a good feeling we're going to be in for one of the most epic rides of a character's development ever. Simply because some people have spoiled me a little bit with what could be possible. And what they practically just told me was the mode that we see in the last week's episode, or was it last week? Yeah, it was. In last week's episode, the Rage, that was level 1. That was just the tip of the iceberg. That was just me showing my dark side. That was just a wee lass walking outside for the first time. It was nothing, guys. That was nothing, considering that he has more rage levels, supposedly. So, we are in for such a wild ride, guys, and your boy, the Anime G, is going to be here dropping that daily content every day for this show and multiple others like it. We have so many animes coming in the future. Some Firefighter one and Demon Slayer. Like, I'm going to be talking about everything on this channel and getting myself bodied at the same time. But yeah, we are going to be covering it all, so make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you are interested in any more of the shows that are going to be coming out in the future. I got a little surprise I'm going to drop this week, or I'm going to drop soon, I think, so make sure you're also subscribed with the notification bell on so you'll be notified instantly in your notifications when your boy drops a video. So with that, everybody, have an awesome day, night, evening, whatever the case it is when you're watching this. And I will talk to you in the next one. I thought he got me. Alright, my anime people. Peace.